call the Dixon County Commission regular meeting to order, February 22nd, 2018. Please stand for flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda with three additional items. Consider approval of the resolution declaring items as surplus property. 2, consider approval of 1 additional Ford SUV for the Sheriff's Department. And 3, unfinished business, approval of the check that was pulled last week for $6,500. I'll move that we approve the agenda as adopted.
Amended?
Yes, amended. Thank you.
Second.
Been moved and second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda, February 15th payroll, $348,519.67. Wire payments for utilities of $8,012.10. Wire payment for capers of $40,673.34.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
It's been moved and second.
Second.
Yes, it's been moved and second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Lynn, you want to start with commissioner comments?
Monday, we had a board meeting in Salina for Central Kansas Mental Health, and it was our monthly meeting, and I attended that. And then also yesterday, a few of us were in attendance down there at the Eisenhower Presidential Library in the lobby portion, and they had the signing of the bill regarding the Eisenhower statue being allowed to be placed on the grounds. And from what I understand, the money's been raised privately for that, so it's private contributions. And from what the indications I have, it's probably something that's going to be done in the summer, late summer to early fall before the president's birthday celebration. But that'll take place at a later date. But it was a very well-attended event, and kind of nice to see a historical event, another one that's, tied in with the Eisenhower name, take place here in Abilene. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Lynn. Lauren?
Yes, I did have my juvenile meeting down in Junction yesterday, and there was, we approved sending Brad, which is the assistant down at the juvenile center, to attend some meetings on getting our policy as far as our employee policy book up to date, which we hadn't done for a while, and just thought that we needed to get that up to date. And then I did get back in time for the presentation there, the signing of the Eisenhower statue, and like I say, it's always nice to get the governor to come to Dixon County. I think it's, like I say, it gives them a little insight of what we have here in Dixon County and with the Eisenhower Center. And also, I guess I'll have to give an update on the Olympics, because the women's United States women's hockey team won gold over Canada, and they had not even received a medal for the last 20 years in hockey. So it was quite a deal to win, and especially winning over Canada, which dominates that every year. And I think we should be very proud of those young ladies for representing us. And but my favorite hero is John Schultz. He's the leader on the team for the curling team, and like I say, they also beat Canada in curling yesterday, which Canada always dominates in that too. So they will be playing for the gold against Sweden today. So anyway, like I say, it's always nice to see one event where at least a middle-aged person can, men or woman, can compete in. And curling is one event that they do have that ability to do, and most of the other events are usually younger people because it's very active in most of the events. But the curling I've really taken an interest in this year. That's all I got.
Thank you, Lauren. Our work session, Andre Purvis was in, gave an update on how the diversion fund works, how it's funded through the city of Abilene on felony convictions and through Dixon County. Then Chauncey Smith was in. He gave a update on what he's been doing, some of the, I don't want to say poignant, but mass casualty exercise that they worked with, which you hate to think about having to do that, but it's the way we live now. And then Janelle was in and talked about a little about budgeting for next year, when we're going to set our budget meetings. Looks like we're going to try to do them all of in May, start a little early on Thursdays. She also let us know that Chuck Scott of Manhattan will be starting as a director or whatever the position is at the Dixon County Economic Development Corporation the 1st of March. Anything else, gentlemen, I thought about? Not, we'll go to presentation of petitions, proclamations, and other public comments. Nobody's here. Brad, you want to give your report?
Yes, we'll take you back about a year, probably. If you remember, we had, I think Doug had given us the listing of delinquent tax properties, and on that original list was a small cemetery down in Union Township that is called the Chalker Cemetery for purposes only because primarily it's the Chalker family that's in it, that from back in the 1800s. But that particular cemetery was being taxed, and there was no living descendants to pay the taxes, and it was delinquent. So there is a statute that says that in that particular situation, it could be transferred over to the township to care for. And so we got involved. I contacted Union Township, and long story short is we were able to fill out the appropriate paperwork, send a letter in, and the application through the Board of Tax Appeals. And we received confirmation this week that they have approved our application to make it tax exempt, and it becomes officially property of Union Township to take care of. So it's been a long process and a lot of paperwork, but we got it done, and so that's taken care of. We also have another one that fits the same bill down in that area that we'll be starting on here too. So there's a lot of those little, single 10, 20 stone cemeteries out there that we're finding that are actually parcels of property that need to be exempted because there's nobody left to pay for the property taxes, and we certainly don't want to own or sell any of those. You've got in your packet, you've got the draft security policy for the Dickinson County Courthouse, and that's something that when it's all said and done and we're ready to kick off our project, we will have you pass by resolution and adopt. Currently, the timeline for that, I know we have been saying a target date of March 1st, which would be next Thursday. I talked to the security vendor yesterday, and they're requesting to delay that about a week. So we're targeting March 8th and 9th, which would be Thursday and Friday. And the two owners of the company will be on site to work those days, along with a couple of employees, and kind of get acclimated to it. And so I think it's a good idea. So we knew from the onset that 30 days from the time we decided to do this was a really quick target, but I think it helped expedite things and give us a closer target than waiting 2, 3, 4 months. So, question?
Yeah, we were talking about down here where Sheriff Hoffman, opened that up. We're gonna have some verbiage out there or something on the outside that says these doors are closed.
Yes, yeah. We also have the signs that'll go on the 3 exterior doors that have the handgun, the approved sign that says that you can't carry any weapons into this building. We'll have some extra expenses involved in some more locks on the doors, and we're looking at updating our keypads to keypad proximity card use for a couple reasons. One, you'll be issued a card similar to this that has a proximity transmitter in it. You can just walk up and get close to it and the door will open. But more importantly for us, it tracks who that is that came and went. It's got an audit trail that goes along with it, so that
if somebody loses their card, I can delete it out of the system on the computer. If we're concerned about somebody getting a card and coming in that shouldn't be here, I can tell the date and time when they came in and what code or card they used. Right now, all the locks are independent, and when I add or delete somebody, I have to go to each one and punch them in. And this will be a much better system, provide us better security, but we're kind of trying to roll that in while we add the exterior locks at the same time, so. We don't know what that cost will be. I think it'll be minimal, but we're getting bids from the two lock vendors that we use, and so. But nothing detrimental, it'll be a good enhancement, and it'll certainly be more efficient for us in the future, so.
Well, it's gonna be kind of a learning curve, there'll be some adjustments that have to be made, is it?
It will be, you know. Next Tuesday during the day, the 27th, we have staff training. I'm doing 4 different segments throughout the day, 30 to 45 minutes for each one, going through the changes that we're making and procedures for the courthouse staff, so. And answer any questions or concerns they have, so everybody's up to speed when we do kick it off, so. But other than that, everything's going well. We've got all the equipment in and signs are in. We will have to put some signage on the doors or something out there that says this is not an entrance, or, you know. We've had a couple incidents where people one happened yesterday, where an elderly woman was in the hallway and she decided to go out and look at the wanted posters by the sheriff's department, didn't realize she couldn't come back in, had to walk around, and she had told one of the departments that there's no signs down there. I got called, I said, yes, there is, right next to the door, it's pretty clear, so, one of those cases where she just didn't see it, so.
Yeah, the only other, I saw that too, and stuff, and, you know, you don't wanna put anything on a glass door to hinder the sight through it, but I don't know if you
Yeah,
put
and it
something
would
up
be
high.
backwards from the other
Yeah.
side, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about putting another one on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know, flashing light, or, you know, I'm not sure what the.
You sure you wanna go through this door?
Yeah, exactly. I think
Yeah,
again or something,
yeah, you gotta have at least three notices before you.
So, but, it'll be a learning curve, and I've said all along, and I'll say it again, we wanna make it a pleasant experience, we don't want it to be detrimental to people, but we wanna make sure it's a safe environment, so. Sheriff's vehicles, Garrett had talked to you last week, or 2 weeks ago about vehicles, and they were looking at a couple additional pickups. They have changed that, avenue, and at this point, after they looked at trucks, they're not exactly sure that's the way they wanna go. So he's got one additional bid from Dick Edwards at the same price for one additional Ford SUV of the police package. And, that price is $32,323. Which is the same price as the other 3 that they'd gotten approved 2 weeks ago. So he was just asking for approval to go ahead and order one additional one at this time, so when we get to that. And then I want to let you know that the Abilene Chamber is hosting a legislative meet with Randall Hardy Saturday at 10 o'clock at the Health Department. So in case any of you are interested in attending that, just let us know if.
Yeah, you might wanna, Barb, I'll be attending.
So we
It
can get it on the
depends on the
website.
weather, but
I think
I've already put it on, okay.
just
Okay.
in
You might
case.
put it on, because I'll be a maybe.
Yeah, good, so.
Well, if the weather's bad, I'll be a maybe too.
And then the only other thing I was gonna mention was, Chancey kinda covered it in the work session, but, you know, last week a number of us were at, Camp Webster at Salina and participated throughout the day in a mass fatality, tabletop exercise, which was, I think very beneficial. We had, in our county, each county had a table, and in our county, we had representatives from EMS, Memorial, and the Harrington Hospital, Health Department, 911, trying to go around the table, several from Memorial Hospital nursing staff and different ones, and then we also had a representative from the local mortuary. And the scenario was a bomb that had gone off at the local fairgrounds. And you've got a number of people, animals, and damage. And they didn't tell you what kind of bomb or, you know, but there was an explosion by a generator, and you've got people injured and deceased throughout the fairgrounds. So thinking that there were probably 10 or 12 counties there, and each had a table. It was a good participation, several hundred people. And thinking every county has a fairground, so it was applicable to everybody. So it brought out a lot of good comments and concerns throughout the day. Brought a few things to the surface that we hadn't thought about, which is the purpose for the exercise. So I think it was well done, well attended by everybody, and I think it was a good program. It was put on by the State Department of Emergency Management, and it's one of those that you just hope and pray you never have to apply. So, but in our case, I mean, it could be something as simple as a school bus wreck, or it could be a commercial bus that wrecks on the highway. It could be an explosion somewhere. It could be an act of terrorism. It could be an aircraft that crashes, a commercial aircraft that crashes out in the country. So hopefully if we plan for those things, we never have to address them, but I think it was a very good exercise. So. And that is all I've got. So.
Any questions for Brad? Thank you, Brad. Not Doug, you report anything for us?
Yeah, we're gonna finalize the tax sale from the tax sale, of course, it just happened. So those pleadings worked their way through to Judge Roser, and that will finalize that one. At the same time, we're gonna be gathering the materials for the next one. And we'll get started on that, so that we wind up. That's the most important update that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Mail, notice of communications. We've got, I'll hand each one of them out. I got one here for you. It's from the Extension Office. Their statistics, you can go to their website, their annual report for the Cape State Extension. Got a notice from our letter, thank you card from Nikki Danport to all Dixon County Commissioners on behalf of the judges and the staff who are housed on the courthouse. I want to send a note of thanks for recognizing the need for building safety for not only the staff but the public we serve. We appreciate and thank you for your how quickly this was done. I have had several staff members mention their appreciation. Thank you, Nikki Danport. She now is the title is Director of CAB with that Community Advisory Board. Would that be correct, Doug?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
As well as the court administrator.
Yeah, court administrator, but yeah, some time. We also have a notice here, came certified, electronically filed. We've been served a document from, let's see, what is the name of the law firm? Wonder, Reed, and Gerard, PAs, from Topeka, Kansas. It's a lawsuit that they're bringing suit against a 3600 up in Flora Township, I believe, is where it's at.
Sounds like a foreclosure.
Yeah, foreclosure.
Property,
So we'll give that
that'd be
to
good.
Doug. That's all the notice of communications we have. Unfinished business, we need to approve the check that was pulled at last week's meeting for the dog for the Abilene Police Department. I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second.
Been moved in second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Other business? Review and consider adopting county policy 325 regarding workplace lactation.
This is a new policy to our policy handbook, as you're aware, dealing with the provisions to provide a mother, expecting mother, or a mother caring for her newborn, the ability to breastfeed or provide those facilities while they're at work, while they're on break. It's just another step we need to do for employees. We haven't had any request that, but we need to be proactive to make sure our policies cover it.
So we didn't have a policy.
We have not
before?
had one in the past
Okay.
dealing with that. No, this is a new one, so.
And that would be for any employee?
Well, probably be a female.
Well, I mean, but
Yes.
in any,
Any department.
any department?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
any
It
department.
essentially says that we would provide that employee a secure and private location to breastfeed or to breast pump during the break or on their own time, so.
Yeah, I thought we'd read it. The Dixon County responsibility, being close proximity to the employee's workstation when possible, have a room equipped with a functional lock, be well lit, ensure privacy, covered any windows, contains a minimum chair, small table, counter, flat surface, and ideally includes a electrical outlet and nearby access to clean water.
And I believe there already was accommodation kind of in place, but this is just a little more official and
This
makes
puts it in
it
our-
more
in our
specific,
handbook, yes.
so it's good to have it in the handbook.
Absolutely. And as a need, if a need comes up in a particular department, we would address it as needed, so. We don't plan to go out and build any special rooms
Yeah,
or anything like
right.
that, obviously, but
I have a motion to approve the policy 325.
I move that we approve this policy.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The additions. What is that? Consider resolution declaring items as surplus property. You have, I've got it here. 2002 Caterpillar loader with a V-plow, New Holland tractor, Ford pickup, 97 Ford pickup, Chevy 2004, 2 John Deere mowers, miscellaneous parts for the John Deere mowers, and Onan 15 kW wheel generator, quantity of 22 250 gallon empty liquid storage totes, and quantity of 8 750 by 15 split tire rims. The generator, where was,
that's the old Talmadge generator
Okay.
that is no longer usable that we're replacing.
oh, okay, we got something up there, and if it,
It is
No.
ordered and it should be delivered today or tomorrow. It's been shipped.
okay, I don't want to get rid of it before we still might need it.
Yeah, we do have another generator.
Okay.
We've got several wheel generators that we could pull up there if we
Okay.
need to. But this one doesn't run. The
Oh,
carburetor's
okay. It's not-
shot and we can't get the parts for
Okay.
it anymore, so. Yeah, we haven't used it up there for years anyhow, so.
I'd move we approve a resolution number 02-2218 for the surplus property.
I'll second it.
Been moved and second. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
And we've contacted Purple Wave and they'll be here next week to photograph things, so, but it'll be on Purple Wave with one of the online government options, so.
The other addition to the agenda was approval of one additional Ford SUV for the Sheriff's Department at $32,233,
32,323.
$323.
And Gareth did say that at some point in the future, when they get ready to replace the pickup they've got, they'll probably just look at going, getting some pricing from Holmes on something used,
Okay.
because it just gets used for hauling dogs and evidence and things like that, and they just didn't feel like they were ready to, pickups weren't what they needed at this point, so.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve the SUV for the Sheriff's Department.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Been moved and second. The other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything come before us today, else to come before us today?
I'll just mention, and we'll probably have it on the website, but the Abilene Chamber Banquet's February 27th, so they'll be coming up before our next meeting, and I plan to attend, and I believe probably.
Yes, I'm getting my wife and I.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing that, and we are a chamber member, so glad to participate in that way.
Nothing else come before the commission, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Been moved and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We stand adjourned.